Yeah.
Good day. I was going to say morning. Friends of the Monday Movie Club. There's more than one now, right? We got at least two. This week, Joel has led us to the silent era. I think this must be the earliest movie we've ever reviewed.
Nope.
Buster Keaton's. No, it's not. Steamboat Bill Jr. from 1928. There was another one we did that
1927.
was what?
The hell is the name of it
Metropolis?
again, Joe?
Wasn't it
Metropolis.
Metropolis?
Yes.
Oh, Metropolis. Of course. I am Frank Gaffney. With us, as always, is Joel. What does this say? Justice?
Justice.
Justice League?
Justice.
Justice League? Yeah. Amy Goldman and Cringer sleeping. They're both sleeping. Amy's sleeping too. Annie King's wearing overalls today. It's like 100 degrees. You're wearing overalls. Mark
What's
Gartner,
shorts?
the shorts. Mark Gartner. No picture. Okay. Joel.
Did you expect him to have a picture?
Okay, so if we're considering the silent era comics, most critics will sing the praises of Charlie Chaplin, but I take it you prefer Buster Keaton?
Yes. Not to detract from Chaplin, who is also highly talented and popular and a genius. Chaplin's films tend to be more theatrical based to an extent, whereas Keaton it's all cinematic. That's where he lives. You notice there aren't a lot of intertitles in his films. It's they're there when they're important, and the rest of it is you get the gist of it from what he's showing. Yeah,
right.
Which is what I really love about Keaton, and he's funny. It's physical, funny comedy. Almost
I'm
every.
not asking for your review, Joel.
Sorry, that's a review of Keaton, not the movie itself. So
you can calm down now.
Okay, sorry.
The that word is always weird to me. Intertitles. It's weird.
But did you answer why? Did we ask him why?
Well, I mean, is this your favorite Keaton? That's why you made it watch?
It's funny. I don't know that I have a favorite Keaton feature. I like them all, but it's definitely on the higher end of things.
And certainly one of his best, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of he's got 6 films in the National Film Registry, and it's one of them. So
okay, but interestingly, the director of the film is listed as Charles Reisner.
Yes.
Who was a collaborator of Charlie Chaplin's as well. Yes. And while Keaton came up with a lot of the gags in the movie, he's not credited as co-director or as co-writer. Interesting.
Correct. However, if you read anything about the time and read quotes from people who were involved in Keaton's films, even if he's not credited as either director or writer, he was definitely essentially the co-director and co-writer of almost every one of his films. So
yeah. All right, so this one, Steamboat Bill Jr., but they call him Willie. I don't know why.
Because his father, Steamboat Bill.
But he's Steamboat Bill Jr. Otherwise, it would be Steamboat Willie.
Right.
All right. So it starts off slowly as Keaton comes home to his father, who is the captain of the steamboat. What's it called?
Oh my God, I'm blanking.
No, that's not it.
No, it's not.
Bill Sr. immediately finds that Jr. doesn't measure up to what he was envisioning for a steamboat captain's son, and goes about to mold him. It was a little bit of, my son's gay, I think. Along the way, Junior reconnects with a girl he knows from Boston who just happens to be the daughter of the rival steamboat captain. There's a little drama there. Lots of conflicts going on. You have the 2 steamboat captains bit, not being able to be with the girl he loves, Romeo and Juliet, and not measuring up to dad's standards. So there's a lot of little conflicts going on there. And so after Bill Jr. is given a ticket back home from dad for causing too much trouble. The Stonewall Jackson, that's the boat.
Right.
Yeah.
It's condemned by corrupt public safety committee, and Bill, the dad, angrily marches into town, gets arrested, sparking his son to plot the prison break and rescuing his damsel in distress. And so our little person becomes a hero. And things shifted for me from going from just amusing to hysterical once the cyclone came to town. And that cyclone ballooned the budget to almost $400,000, which is a lot for a 70-minute movie in 1928. And Keaton really created some of the most outrageous, precisely designed stunts of the silent era. The hurricane winds, the slick roads, the mud puddles. I mean, some crazy slapstick. And it's pretty amazing. I mean, that so unique and physically taxing. Good Lord, that poor man. He probably broke a lot of bones. And I did read somewhere that he cracked his spine or something. Crazy.
He actually he broke his neck on
broke his neck.
On a different movie, wasn't it?
it was on a different movie, but they didn't discover it until like years later.
Yeah.
Right.
He was getting
He didn't
x-rays
even
for
know.
something else. Yeah, he didn't know he broke his neck.
One of the things I definitely wanted to say was it amazed me that he would flip and land on his back.
Yeah.
Oh my
Craziness.
God.
But the film, of course, is best known for his most famous stunt,
Yeah.
which we've seen dozens of times. I know.
Even I've seen it. Yeah.
Yeah.
The facade of the house falls around him while he stands in the precise location of an open window to avoid being flattened. I read on one thing, it said even the cameraman couldn't look. He's like,
Yeah.
ah!
Because that was a 2-ton facade that was falling
Yeah.
over. It's not
Yeah.
like it was,
Yeah,
plaster
well,
and balsa
what
wood.
I read in the trivia, and Joel, you always say sometimes the trivia isn't true, so who knows? I
Yeah.
assume it is, was that a lot of the crew walked off because they were like, we are not using a real house weight. It
Right.
weighs, and
Yeah.
they said, fuck this. And Buster Keaton was so mad at something that he had told somebody after, I never would have done it if I wasn't so fucking pissed off because I didn't even care if it killed me.
Yeah, there was a lot of other things going on in his life at the time. He was in the middle of a big divorce. He was becoming an alcoholic. There was a lot going on. But yes, that is true. He was pissed off about a lot of things, and
Yeah.
he didn't really care if it hit him. But apparently his mark, from what I understand, to be in the right spot was a nail head.
Wow.
And I'm like, how the frick do you see a nail head in that dirt?
Yeah.
In such a small area.
Yeah.
But obviously he survived it. So
Now I see why Joel relates to him so much. Okay, so the film Cyclone Finale is a wow. Even today, I just can imagine the impact it had in 1928, seeing this on the big screen. I mean, just a few years earlier, the one film of the train coming at the audience scared them. Could you imagine seeing this for the first time? So this was all pre-Oscar, so no Oscars here. Though in 2016, as Joel said, it was selected to be in the National Film Registry. And as far as box office goes, it said it wasn't a big hit, but, receipts for those early films were always suspect because, theater owners would pocket some of the money and the film distributors didn't report the money because, Uncle Sam was dipping in. So I think it's hard to say that it was a flop. I mean, I think obviously people saw it, and Buster Keaton was very popular at the time. And so even in this movie, there's like a little bit of an inside joke when his father's trying to change him, and he tries on all these hats.
Yeah.
And then at one point, it's the actual Buster Keaton hat that he had worn 10 years,
Yeah.
for 10 years. And he puts it on, and as soon as he sees that it's that hat, he throws it off even before his father can see it.
I
So
saw
this-
that. I didn't get the joke. I didn't know that was
Yeah.
that hat. Okay.
That was the hat that he wore in so many of his movies. And so I guess he was trying to, you know, break away from that character, something that obviously Charlie Chaplin never did because he played that same character. And also, this was 1928, and the sound era was just beginning, and Buster Keaton just didn't make that transition as well. I mean, Chaplin certainly. I'm going on.
You go on. I'll interject later.
All right, so you know, so Buster Keaton was in a bit of decline because this was his last independent film. He made the choice to go to MGM, and there he didn't have the creative control he had obviously before.
But
So
I
he
think
was,
that's why he was on a decline. It wasn't because of the talkies. It was because of that.
Correct. It had nothing to do with the transition from silent to sound.
Oh.
It all had to do with the
Going to
decision
MGM.
to sign on to MGM at the time where he's also in the middle of a giant divorce and becoming an alcoholic. So a lot of that filtered into the problems he had at MGM. So
And then he ended up claiming bankruptcy, I read,
Yep.
and
Oh, wow.
so he had all sorts of problems. So his star didn't shine as brightly, obviously, as Chaplin did during that era. So a little sadness for Buster Keaton. But you know, he still kept on going. I mean, he even in the 60s, he was wasn't he in
yeah, he has a very small part in the theatrical cut. He has a slightly bigger part in the original roadshow version. And he's his I think his last Hollywood feature film was Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Forum.
Oh, yeah.
The old guy.
So he did manage to hang around Hollywood.
Oh, is that who he is? He's the old guy, first time
Who
around?
runs around the town. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Um so 3.5 stars from me. It's inventive slapstick, and I'm not normally a fan of it. And Keaton is adorable. He really is adorable.
Oh my God.
And really a death-defying wonder to behold. Really amazing, amazing stunts. Annie, had you seen it before?
No, never even heard of it.
Now, I'd seen it before because I already reviewed it for the Franken list, but I think we watched it too in film class. We must have.
Yeah,
So was it fun?
it
Hour
was
and
fun,
10 minutes, not too taxing.
right? It was fun. I thought the physicality of his stunts and everything was just fabulous. Like, how does he do all that? You know, and the timing and everything. I think my favorite one was the plank.
Yep.
He puts it
Yeah.
across, and then the other boats. I was like, how is he still, you know, staying on that? I thought that one was great, and when
It was locked in at the base.
Yeah, it was under the cleat at the end of the steamboat that was keeping it there.
I thought that one was so great though, you know, when it was pulling away. But
Yeah.
and the other thing I loved was when he did all the ropes and stuff so he could work the boat all by himself as a one person. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, so inventive.
Yeah, and the whole cyclone thing was great. And seeing all those buildings, I'm guessing they did it in one take then, and didn't have that many takes for all those buildings falling apart.
And yeah, I mean, just the way he peeks out and he looks to see if everything's clear, and he comes out and then he runs back in and you see the outhouse go by. You're like, oh my God.
And there was another scene where he walked through like a fence door, and then the fence came down right as whatever it was. That was very impressive.
He was climbing over the fence door as the door was blown inward, so he climbed back over onto the side that he was trying to climb away from.
Yeah. So funny.
It had a lot. Yeah, no, it was very, very interesting.
And
And I
even
thought,
little small moments I thought were hysterical, like when he was knocking the people off the boat and the really big guy came and he looked at him and he went, well, I'm just jumping in the water.
Right.
I'm not gonna deal with this guy. So cute.
yeah, well, I thought it had a lot, and it was fun to watch. So it was, you know, I don't know if I would watch it again,
I'm with you.
but I enjoyed it. So 3.25 for me.
Wow.
Mark, oh, you say wow. So it was torturous, even an hour and 10 minutes.
No. Being an hour and 10 minutes was very helpful,
Yes.
and I agree with a lot of what you guys have already said. It was fun. He was very athletic, and there was some very really fun stunts. But I guess I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. Not something I'll be watching again. I appreciated some of the sight gags, and just like you said, I mean, he's. I think it's helped that he was 5'5". When you're a small, thin guy like that, you can. I mean, I see it in athletic stuff all the time. You throw yourself down, up, down, up, down. It helps to be probably 110 pounds or whatever he was. Anyway, I did not like the dad. Oh my God, everything he did was slapping him. Everything was just slapping his hand, slapping his hat, slapping his head. It was too much. I thought it was interesting casting because Buster in real life was 16 years older than his girlfriend, who was only 17 in real life, and his dad was 17 years older than him. So that was weird ages.
Well, they had babies very young back then.
Sure.
Or in my family. You
And
didn't
what
have
the
a
hell?
baby by 16. You weren't in my family.
There you go. What the hell did his dad pull out of his pocket when he was teaching him how to train him how to run the boat? He pulled out like a charcoal briquette, and they both ate out of it. Was it chocolate? What? And he pulled it out.
I think it's tobacco.
Tobacco.
That's what I
Chewing
thought.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, right. Yeah, it was tobacco.
I had no idea what that was. It was disgusting because he pulled it right
Yeah,
out of his
that's
pocket
it,
and then put
yeah.
it right back in. If they
Because
took
I
a bite out of it.
remember, I didn't remember when he was talking about it, but when you said it, I was like, oh yeah, it was tobacco. I totally remember that. Because he's like, let's
Especially
be like
since
a kid, you know.
The ukulele
then,
was in the dad's back pocket when he picked him up at the station. You know, it's like,
Yeah.
why would you put that in your back
That
pocket?
In
was
your back
cute.
pocket, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, the famous part with the house falling on him. I did not realize that was 2 tons. I thought it was just a facade, or I thought it was fake, so it wouldn't have hurt him if it had fallen on him. But that was very impressive. Although Aladdin did a little bit better in 1992. That's all I'll say. But I'll leave that alone.
Where do you think they got it from?
Yeah, I know. It was still better. The happy ending, all right, nice. And Joel, this is what I mentioned before. So, what is the significance of Steamboat Willie with Mickey Mouse coming out the same exact year?
Well, that was after, wasn't it?
That was it. Yeah,
Same year. Same
No,
year.
it's
Same
the
year, though.
year, but it's afterwards.
Sure.
Yeah. So Steamboat Willie took its name from Steamboat Bill Jr. I mean, that
But
was.
how did they make a cartoon that quickly?
Yeah, exactly.
They didn't make a cartoon that quickly. They just changed
Disney
whatever they
changed the name.
named it
Named
after the
it that
fact.
quickly, yeah.
And you're also looking at, if I remember correctly, Steamboat Willie was later in the year.
Yeah, I definitely read it was later on.
Steamboat Bill Jr.
And it really was Disney's
May.
attempt to cash in, really.
Yeah, to be like, okay, yeah, this
Popularity.
was, it may not have been a box office success, but
Maybe we should have watched that as well to see the similarities.
Some of us did.
yeah, Steamboat
did?
Bill Jr. came out in May, and Steamboat Willie came out in November. So
Aim, what was the similarities to the movie to the cartoon?
Absolutely none, except there was a gigantic cat who ran the boat, and Mickey Mouse was like driving it, and the cat would be like, get the hell away from here. And the entire cartoon, it was like 5 out of the 7 minutes was Mickey Mouse torturing other animals and turning them into instruments and just driving them crazy.
Wow.
It had nothing to do with the movie. I wanted to see the similarity, and there was none.
So just the fact that it happened on a steamboat.
Yeah.
you got to realize that Mickey Mouse, when he first appeared, was not the Mickey Mouse that everybody's used to at this point.
Right.
Right.
But he was absolutely adorable, and Minnie was there with her little hat. But he was just torturing these animals.
It's funny because you see it all the time. You see him doing his whistle part.
So that's the opening thing,
Yeah, the opening, exactly.
The other thing you have to realize is that back then, when you had a short cartoon like that, it wasn't like, Steamboat Bill Jr. would have played in, multiple theaters, if you want to think of it as a movie today, it'd be on like 2,000 screens, whereas, Steamboat Willie would have been like in an art house or something, to make that comparison. It wasn't playing on as many screens at the same time. So,
I wonder whatever happened to that Mickey Mouse character.
Uh,
You better not say gay.
I didn't say it. Mark, say, yeah. Conclusion.
Conclusion, yeah, these movies are never going to get high stars to me, but I'm trying to view it as for what it is. It's a 1928 silent movie, so I'm going 2.5 stars based on that, which is probably about a good half star more than I would have given it if I just said, whatever.
Yeah.
Well, if you weren't the sophisticated aficionado you are today.
I'm quite mature these days.
Quite
yes.
mature.
I can see the gray hair from here.
Oh, God, I love it.
Goldfuck.
I didn't put on my reading glasses since I'm wearing my contacts, so I can't see.
Make it a bit. That's good.
Okay. Actually, the cyclone was the most annoying part of the movie for me because it just wouldn't end. I was like, enough already. And I always notice, and I've noticed this for years, just in life, not only in our reviews, but whenever we talk about a movie where something is very loud or very nonstop, it drives me crazy. And I definitely think I have issues with constant overstimulation. It really was like, this has to end already. And then I just started thinking, oh my God, all these houses are made of wood that are glued together and they're falling apart. And then we have the hospital, and not even so much as the nightstand is moving, but the entire hospital around it. And then all of a sudden they put the jet engines onto the beds. And I was like, this has to stop.
Yeah.
And
his bed was clearly on a string or something that took him right into the barn.
Oh, sure, that was great. That was great.
Yeah, I love how you're looking for practical in this silly comedy.
I know, because I was getting annoyed with the cyclone, so my mind just started going into other things. But anyway, like you said, the plank between the boats I loved, but even before the plank, he was just walking back and forth, not even looking down. And every time he stepped perfectly, and then the one time he missed, he fell. It was so beautiful. I'm like, oh my God, he could really like bang his chin. I love that scene. I love the hat scene. I thought the hat scene was brilliant, even though it also went on really long. I loved it. It was just choreographed so beautifully. I wrote bus station. Why did I write bus station?
You were trying to get on a bus to get away from the movie? There's no bus station in the movie.
No bus station.
There's a train station.
There's a train station.
Okay. I have no idea why I wrote that. God damn it. I love the bread and the tools inside the bread.
Oh wait. There was like a taxi for the
Yes.
The boat, the Stonewall Jackson taxi. Is that what you're thinking of?
Yeah, no. And why they were trying to get on the right boat and he was telling me we're on the wrong boat. I didn't quite get that. What was going on there? Anybody? No.
The right boat?
No, not boat, bus. Back to the boat.
Oh, because the driver of the fancy boat was like, oh, you're stealing my customers. That's what he thought.
Oh, okay. And at the end, when he saved the priest, did he save the priest to marry them?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I kind of was thinking. That was nice. I just liked the whole ending. It was nice how it all wrapped up.
It was sweet. It was sweet. And that our little 5'5", 110-pound.
Yeah.
Could be a hero.
But just saying that just made me think, okay, maybe now I know what I wanted to say. No, I don't have it. Anyway, I'm going to go with 3 1/4 stars, and it's losing the entire quarter star because that fucking tornado
went on too long.
Oh, I know what I also love. The little thing that just reminded me of when he was walking through the mud. I love the little thing so much more than the slapstick. And he just gently falls into the hole, gets up, and he looks at like, what the hell was that? That was just cute. And then he does the crazy flip. Love the little small things.
Yeah.
Like Buster Keaton. He's adorable.
He is adorable. So adorable.
And Charlie Chaplin used to live right around the corner on Mulberry Street.
Nice.
From you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was like, from Buster Keaton? What do you mean? in Kew Gardens. All right.
For a short time. His painting is, his picture is on the mural of famous people around down the block.
He wants to be close to the airport, I guess.
Yeah, right.
When you got to
So
escape a
that's
country,
London.
you want to be close to the airport.
Yeah, yeah. Good old Idlewild.
All right, Joel, this was your selection.
Yes,
Tell us a little bit about your opinion on it.
it sucks.
Ah,
No, obviously it's a film I love. I've seen it multiple times. I love watching Buster Keaton. I can sit and watch him for days on end, just in any one of his films. And this is definitely one of the it's definitely one of the better ones. You know, for those of you that are a little hesitant, if you want to see something else, check out a couple of his shorts, either Cops or The Playhouse. They're only 20 minutes. Yeah, I
How
know.
did
I mean, this was
What,
was
what,
seven.
what about his jeans?
He doesn't
no,
have jeans.
just his shorts.
That's his shorts.
Joel, I don't mean to interrupt, but I was going
Oh.
to ask you because yesterday I was going to watch another one. Should I watch the two that looked the best to me were the general and the cameraman?
The general for sure.
Both of them are great movies.
Are they on YouTube?
The
I'm sure
general
you can
is
find the general on YouTube, the same way this is on YouTube. It shouldn't be on YouTube, but it's there.
that was another one of the ones that I watched for the Franken list.
The
Yeah,
general?
the general. And the general, and I think the cameraman
Civil War.
also are two of the other films that are in the National Film Registry.
Hmm.
The cameraman was his next film after this. It was the first film he made for MGM, and it feels like a Buster Keaton film, which is everything that came after that, not so much, because
Oh.
he just started
With-
falling into
with interference.
yeah, a lot more
Wait,
interference.
I also watched Sherlock. Is that
Sherlock
him?
Jr.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that before or after this?
Sherlock Jr. is before this, and that's a good one. That's a short one too. It's only like 45 minutes long.
I watched that one too.
It's a fun film, and it's very cinematic because he winds up interacting with a movie at a point. So
Oh, fun.
and as shorts, the 20-minute two-reelers and such, I would definitely recommend either Cops or The Playhouse or 1 Week. Those are three of his best of those. So the fact
that
that
down.
he is so physical is something I just, you know, I love watching this little guy throw himself all over the screen. You know,
Yeah, and you can't help but admire it because, like Amy said, it's so precise.
yeah,
It's amazing.
and that's
And he does it as if he had never done it before. It does not look staged. It's
no.
beautiful.
But that's because that's how he grew up. I mean, he you know, he was from a vaudeville family. He learned at an early age that he could get laughs by being thrown about by his dad on stage. And I mean, they eventually sewed a handle into his pants so his dad could literally pick him up and, you know, hurl him around the stage in safe ways and such, supposedly. You know, of course, they were
Public,
always,
Safeways.
yeah, ball down.
Whichever one they were at the particular time.
Stupid.
Anyway, yeah, I just
Funny that sorry, Aim, that
No.
you went to Publix, which isn't even in the Northeast.
I know. I think I was looking at you when I said it. Like I was actually, I did look at you to think, is Frank going to hear the Safeway joke?
I heard it completely.
yeah, you know, for anybody out there watching, if you want to learn more
You're
about
still
it,
watching this?
yeah, still watching this. There's two
Well,
great
now the viewership just went up, but you went to your boobs.
right. There's two really great documentaries out there about Buster Keaton. One you can most likely find on YouTube because I don't think there's been a legitimate video release in a long time, called A Hard Act to Follow. And the other one is The Great Buster. It was the last film by Peter Bogdanovich. It's just from a couple of years ago. A Hard Act to Follow runs about 3 hours, but the Great Buster is only about an hour and a half. But they're both great documentaries. Anyway,
Great Buster. I'm going to watch that today.
and yeah, so I'm gonna give it 3.5 stars, like Frank. So yeah.
I really did enjoy it.
Yeah.
Really did. Okay, so Steamboat Bill is on YouTube. I will put the link in my comments wherever they are. And so you can watch it too. It's only an hour and 10 minutes, so if you need a little slapsticky giggle.
And you do have to watch the link that Frank puts because there are other versions, but this one is restored and beautiful quality.
Yeah.
And so next week we go from slapstick to caper with Ocean's 11,
Little
which is Mark's
salty
choice.
olive things.
Capers, yeah.
They're quite salty.
And where can you get them? At Safeway
Or Publix.
or Publix or Stop and Shop. Ocean's 11 is not on any streaming service that you can subscribe to right now, but you can rent it or get it from where? Oh, your library.
My house.
Great.
I have it in on DVD.
Or go to
I
Mark's
haven't-
house. I will put Mark's address in the comments as well.
That's
If you
fine.
want to go over and watch Ocean's 11, he'll be more than happy to screen it for you.
Yes.
And then you could look at his shorts. Okay, I'm Frank Gaffney. Go watch a movie.
And also with you.
Bye-bye.